once I reach this rank of gold, then I'm actually going to take this off my board. I'm going to write down the date. Oh, I should have written the date when I put this up on my board. See, I have on these other ones, I have, where is that? It says, I'm not good at using, apparently I don't know how to do this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it says the date. It's really fuzzy. There we go. So I put the date when I put that up. When I put that vision board item on my board, I put the date on there that when I put that up. So what's cool is when I then achieve that, when that happens, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to write the date when I took it off also on that paper. And then I'm going to stick it in a binder. So I have a binder of my vision board accomplishments. Why do you think that would, what's the value in doing that? What are your thoughts on that? Crystal, you're the only one, so you have to talk. You have to answer my question. Why do you think that would be important?
Maybe, so like when you get discouraged, you can look at all that you have accomplished.
Yeah.
So you're not like, I just feel like sometimes it's so easy to look at what you haven't accomplished and forget about all the things you have accomplished.
Yes.
So maybe a little bit of gratitude in there, maybe like a little bit of the confidence that you can,
yes.
that you have achieved stuff before, and that you can achieve the things that you want to, the
yes.
things that are still on your vision board.
Love that. So when you're looking back, you can go, oh my gosh, wait, this works. This is working for me. I'm working. Like, I can do this. And that reminds me of the book we read, Belief Blueprint, where he talks about knowledge and confidence, right? And so I think it goes back to that that concept of when you feel confident about something, that's when you've achieved like proficiency at that, and that helps you create, like, what we really want to know is that we can create what we want, right? That we have confidence that when we decide to do something, we can actually accomplish it. And so that's why too, of course, like I have my rank certificates here, because when I look, and it really does help me when I look at those, like when I'm feeling discouraged, like, oh, this gold thing is so hard. Like, can I do it? Can I really do that? I look back and I'm like, wait, I felt that way about this one, and I felt that way about this one, and yet here they are on my wall, And so obviously this can be done. It's just like any other rank. If I could do those, I can do this. And so yeah, that board or that binder is really cool. So think about this as a very flexible, moving, fluid experience. The vision board is not meant to be like you're not going to want to use glue. You don't want to use, you don't want to spend a ton of time finding the perfect like images, and it's not supposed to be pretty. It's really, it can be. I'm just saying, like, that's not the focus. The focus is that it's functional and it helps you get what you want. So you want to be taking things off of here. You want to be putting them up and taking them off. And so what it's like, one of the things that also is kind of important about a vision board, okay, it all needs to be framed within. So you don't want things like really bursting out of it. You want the frame to contain it. Then you also, like I said, you want words and imagery. So, like mine says, find 2 new business partners, oil biz rock stars. And so I have like a little image of just people, and they're excited, and random other people. I just got these off the internet. And then I just have my words there. Now, the only thing, my words could be a little bit more bolded. I should have used a permanent marker, so they were stood out a little bit more. They're too light. But I just keep a little book right here by my desk, and it just has blank paper in it. And when I'm ready to write a new vision board item, I just take a pen out and I just take that paper and I tear it off and I just stick it up on the board. So once again, this is not something you need to spend a lot of time. It's much more important to get it working for you than to get it beautiful. So, I have teaching a certain amount of people, enrolling a big kit, business partner rock stars, place 4 diffusers at businesses, get 20 more people at my Temple of Light class. So that's a goal that's going to take me a few months to achieve. Like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's been on there 2 months now since I started the Temple of Light class. So when I get 20 people at my class, I will be so excited, and that'll come off and I'll be like, I did that, and I'll put it in my book. Now, right now, like, my board does not normally only contain doTERRA items. I need to adjust it so it's not like that. because what I like is to have, it's really important to have balance on your vision board. So the only one I have that's not doTERRA right now is a house of order and cleanliness, which is very much struggling right now. So I need to get on that. So, and I don't know if that can ever come off my board. That might not be a SMART goal. That might be a little too, that might be a little too vague. It might need to be more specific. And that's the thing is if you're finding that you can't take something off your board ever, then either you're not putting enough energy or emotion towards that thing, or it's too unattainable or not specific or timely enough. It's too much of a kind of a big, vague thing. So you need to be more specific with it. That's where things like 20 or more people at a class, that's very specific. That's something that I can definitely measure. When that happens, I will be able to say, yes, that definitively happened, right? And take that off. Retention rate of 65, that actually did, I'm at like 64 point something, so that's really close. 15 to 20 team members, I think I'm only like 1 or 2 people away from that. I'm excited to take some of these off. But really what you should have is, so each one should have an a picture and then words. And this one doesn't have that great of a picture, right? Look, you see this one? It's just like a little picture of a house. So some of these could be better, but I think my goal is just to get things up there. And then if I might say, okay, now it's time to get a better picture. But when you're thinking of something, just put it up. And I just use like pins. These are all just pins that are like sewing pins on my board. Another thing I was going to say, something that's really important about it. Okay, this is how to use the vision board. Okay, that's how to make it, right? Oh, another tip on making it, like I said, is to have some balance. So what you would like to do is have something family related, okay? So I used to have a picture up there of my kids, and it was take each kid on a date. So when I accomplished that, I took that off. So you should always have some kind of family goal on it. You should always have some kind of spiritual goal on it. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a good example right now because this needs to have more balance. But spiritual goal, family goal, money goal, work goal. What are the other ones? Oh, fitness or health goal. So those are 5 good areas that you want to definitely try to have on your board. So health or fitness, physical health or fitness, spiritual health, relationships, family, work, money. Trying to think, I'm missing some categories there, but those are definitely like the top 5 categories that I would say you want to have on your board at any time. You can have more than one item for those, but try to limit yourself to not more than 9 items at a time. So let's see, I'm probably not following that either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I am. Okay, so I have 9 things up there. So you see how it lays out well when you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows of 3. I wouldn't go more than 9 items at a time unless you years from now are so good at using a vision board and so good at getting things off of it that you can handle multiple goals at one time, more than 9 goals at a time. But 9 goals is probably a good amount. 9 things is enough to focus on, I think, for anyone at any given time. So you can do less than that. There was a time when I think I just had 1 thing on there. I think for a while when I wanted to try and hit diamond in a really short period of time, I just had diamond on there. It's funny because then I took it off and I went to gold. But that's okay. I learned from that experience, and it was not a negative thing, so I'm not sad about it. And I grew a lot in that time too. So, okay, so what was I going to say? Okay, so how do you use it? So the location, we talked about location, we talked about what to put on it, where to put those things, how much of those things, trying to think if I missed anything as far as like how to actually create it. Put the dates on when you take it off, put it in a binder. Okay, the other thing is just how to use it. So how I would use that is every day you want to look at it, and you can do this once or twice a day. Twice is, the more you do it, the better it's going to be, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to stand in front of it or sit in front of it so that it's at or above eye level to you. And you're going to look at each item on that board for a good amount of time. Give it, bore your eyes into that, like really focus in on one thing. So I'm going to focus in on my middle thing, ranked. So I like to associate rank with a statement, with a rank statement. So I say, I am gold. Sometimes when we feel like we can really do this in a certain amount of time, like when we can feel like we can put a number on it, and I try to do that. You can say, am happy and excited, or I'm humbled, I'm grateful, whatever. I am blank emotion to be blank rank on or before blank date. That is a great little rank statement formula that I really highly recommend using. So I've been using this from the beginning of doTERRA because I started out in doTERRA doing a share success team, which is our Goddard upline. The Goddards created a system called the Share Success System, and they had a training, like a challenge, a rank challenge, and that's how I went elite, is by doing their challenge. And they taught me right from the beginning how to create my why, how to get clear on my destination, how to create a clear rank statement, how to just really set my vision, how to get a vision board, all these things. So I learned a lot of these things from the Goddards, and then, like I said, from Kirk Duncan. And this rank statement has really served me well. I love the rank statement. I think it's really powerful, and I highly recommend having one. And here's the thing, it hasn't always worked, right? Like, in the sense that I've said, okay, I will be, or I am happy and excited to be the rank of, diamond on or before June 30th, 2016. That was my statement, but I didn't accomplish that. But do you think it was valuable anyways? Like, do you think that I still grew and learned, and yeah, a lot of good things happened in that time, and I was definitely moving forward. So sometimes our number or our date isn't the perfect thing, but it's okay. Like, I just go, oh, okay, that wasn't the right time, I guess. I'll try again. I'm going to set my new date for this, whatever date. So I think it's valuable to have 30-day goals and 90-day goals, and then 6-month goals and year goals. So I think it's really a good idea to set, okay, this is my 30-day goal. And it doesn't have to be a rank goal, right? It doesn't always have to be rank. It could be, I want to, I'm excited to have 4 new enrollments, new team members this month, on or before blank date, right? It doesn't have to be. You can modify that to how you want. But having a specific goal with a specific date and having an emotion attached to it is the key to this. Okay, so reach the rank of gold is on my vision board. I'm going to say, I am so grateful, so humbled to be gold in doTERRA on or before, what day is it right now? August. So September 30th, 2016. So that is something that I'm going to say when I look at this. I'm going to say that while I look at the picture, while I look at the words, and I focus on that. I'm going to say that statement and look at that. Then I'm going to move. So I start with the center of my board and then end with the center of my board. And then I go in a counterclockwise direction. So start here and then go like this, and look at it this way. So I'm going to do each thing. So go over here, say this out loud, focus on it, attach an emotion to it. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to find 2 new business partners, 2 rock stars for my business. I can't wait till that happens. It's going to be so awesome, right? So get some emotion going. Be really excited about what you're looking at. Attach emotion to it. It is so cool how I have a great, thriving team with solid retention, and people are so happy and excited to be using doTERRA, and we have this great team culture, and people know how to use their product. And just get in your head. You don't have to say all these things out loud, but really, like, think about what that means to you and why you want that and why you're excited about it. Try to get emotional about the items on your board. If you just kind of glance at it and quickly look over it and then move on with your day, it's not going to have the same impact. You have to get emotional, because your emotions are what trigger responses and actions. Okay, so another thing that Kirk Duncan says, which is kind of silly and funny and crazy, and he kind of is good at that kind of thing, he helps us kind of get out of our comfort zone, is in the idea of trying to create an emotion, he says to try and think of what that smells like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, to try to trigger your different senses when you look at these items. So it doesn't have to have anything to do, like, what does enrolling a big kit smell like, right? Like, I don't know, oils. But maybe your favorite oil is what it smells like. Maybe, like, if you had a goal on there for your family, it would smell like the mountains, because you love spending time with your family in the mountains. Or maybe, it would just smell like your favorite food, because that evokes an emotion for you. So attaching a smell to each thing, and you could even like jot it down on here, like so you remember when you're looking at your board, like, okay, this smells like whatever. This smells like gold. I don't know what gold smells like, but that's what it smells like. And then it could also have a sound, right? So maybe rank of gold for me sounds like yeah or something. I have no idea. I'm just making it up right now. I need to make up a sound for my stuff. But it could sound like or like whatever. Just create a sound to your to each of these things, like yes or bada bada ching, you know, like I don't know, money in the bank, or like a drum roll or whatever. It could be part of your favorite song, but just try to hear, feel, smell, taste the items on your vision board. If you really want it to work powerfully for you, that is what Kirk Duncan talks about doing. He says you have to get emotional about it. If your vision board isn't working, you're not emotional enough about it. And so those things help trigger emotions. And then spend a minimum of 3 minutes a day looking at it, focusing on it, doing that whole exercise. And then if you do it 3 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes at night, it's going to be that much more effective. So I definitely do it at least once a day in the morning. And then the last final tip on this is to say, I want that. After you're all done, you've like focused and you've thought about and you've felt and you've, you know, expressed, and you just really focused on that for 3 minutes. At the end of that 3 minutes, you're going to say, I want that, and I want that as soon as possible. And this is important because it tells your brain that you don't care about all the stupid things that it thinks you can't do, because your brain is going to try and limit you and keep you in your comfort zone. There's a scientific explanation for all that I won't go into, but you've got to overcome the reticular activating system, I think that's what it's called, of your brain, to overcome that basically the ceiling that it's Big Leap stuff. If you've read the Big Leap, you kind of understand where this is coming from. You have to get over that and burst through the glass ceiling or whatever to get to the next level. So it helps to teach your brain and train your brain to get on board with you on this, and you're saying, I don't care, I want that, and I want that as soon as possible. And your brain will start to go to work for you. Oh yeah, the final tip on this is that when you're looking at this, you might have negative emotions come up. It's important that you don't just push those away, but that you actually listen to those. Not listen to them as in give them credence or whatever, or weight, but to go, oh, these negative thoughts are coming up. They want to stop me from achieving this, and I'm not going to let that happen. And so what is good to do, is really good to do, is take that same little booklet, have like a book by your bed, you know, by your vision board or whatever, and take that and have it open and ready as you look at your board. Because as you look at your board, these negative thoughts are going to come up and say, yeah, right, you cannot get 20 people out of class harmony. When have you ever done that before? You've never done that. It's not going to happen. You can't do that, right? These negative thoughts are going to come up and say, nope, not possible. Nope, this is why that can't happen, you know? And so you've got to overcome that. You write that down. You have to acknowledge that that's what's happening now, okay? So you acknowledge that's what's happening. You write it down. And then, so I've done this so many times. It's so powerful. So I'll show you. I'm actually going to read to you the results of doing this. So what happens is, okay, so what happens is you write down the negative stuff, okay? Here, I'm going to read to you this awesome positive stuff. Okay, so you write down the negative junk, and then what you're going to do is you're going to laugh at it. You're going to say, yeah, right, that's so not true. You're going to take that, you're going to rip it out. See my ripped paper? You're going to rip out the junk. You can tear it up, you can throw it in the trash, you can throw it in the toilet, you can flush it down, you can, I don't care, just get rid of it. So have fun with that, destroy it however you need to. But you're going to take all the negative things that are coming up for you, you're going to write them down, and then you're going to take that and you're going to destroy them, and you're going to say, this is what happens to the negative thoughts in my head, or this is what happens to the lies in my head. So it's really cool. If you say that out loud, you take that negative stuff and you tear it up and you destroy it, and you say, this is what happens to the junk in my head, the lies in my head, and you get rid of it. That alone is a powerful act, because it's not just trying to push them away and ignore them. It's an acknowledgement that they're there, and it's an actual rejection. It's a you know, like a intentional rejection of them, okay, which is much more powerful than just going, oh, stop it, forget about that. Okay, so then the other thing is that makes this even more powerful is to actually write down a counter, basically to replace all of those with positives. So this thing that I'm going to read to you is the converse of a negative thing that I wrote down. Okay, so everything on this page is the opposite of the negative thought that was in my head. So I wrote all the negative thoughts down. I don't have those here because I threw them away. But when I read this to you, realize that these all came from the fact that there was a negative thought that was the exact opposite of this positive thought. And so when I sat down to write my positive thoughts, I looked at the negative thoughts first. So before I destroyed the negative thoughts, I looked at them and I replaced them. I rewrote those with their opposite on this paper. Okay, so then after I did that, so if it said, this is too hard, then I would write down on my positives, this is so easy. Everything works out for me, So I just replaced it with the exact opposite. Then I throw away the destructive things. Yes, Kato? Yeah, later.
What time?
2.
Okay.
I'm going to be off this call in like 5-10 minutes. I just would appreciate being able to end it without interruption. No, I don't think so. We don't know. I can't answer any dentist questions right now. Okay, so everything comes to me in perfect timing. God watches out for me and takes care of me. I attract abundance. I use money wisely to grow my business and have faith that all my consistent efforts will be rewarded. I only buy in wisely to rank. I meet new people all the time, and the way to introduce them to doTERRA and invite them to learn more is clear to me. I am respectful and authentic and focused on helping, blessing, lifting, and serving others. They want what I have. I enroll people with wholesale accounts who are excited to find natural solutions that work and are willing to take a leap of faith and invest in their health. People see and desire the value that I have. I make God a priority, and my spirituality is very important to me. It is easy to find a way to worship in the temple 2 times a month. As I find people to talk to, invite them to learn, and ask them to enroll, I am able to enroll new members regularly. It is easy to show people the value. A big kit is the most valuable, and people can see this and invest in it. My team is full of enthusiastic sharers and growing builders and leaders. I am able to inspire them, support them, and show them the way. They look up to me. It is easy to find people who want what I have. The world is full of people praying for health and wealth, for freedom, and I can help them find it. It is easy to see the value of doTERRA, and I am good at showing that to people. People are willing to work for their freedom and overcome their barriers, and I am good at showing them the possibilities and the way. I make time to focus on each child individually. Nurturing each relationship is fun and easy. Waking up early feels good. I love starting with exercise for my physical and mental health. My knee heals quickly and feels 100% better. That's funny because I have a knee problem right now too. But the other knee, I'm really good at hurting my knees. Convention is such a valuable experience, and I inspire my team to desire to be there regardless of the cost. I help people overcome their barriers. I already have 10 people coming. I just need 5 to 10 more, which will be easy to find. I am enough. I am a good and inspiring leader. People are drawn to me because of my passion and unique talents and gifts. The leaders needed for Diamond will show up in perfect timing. I dream big because God has inspired me to and wants me to. I can do all things with him. With God, and all things are possible. I am loved and admired. I attract like-minded leaders and users and shares regularly. I am magnetic to my dreams and goals and righteous desires. God has placed this dream and desire in my heart to bless others, and he will make his own work happen in perfect timing. Everything is in his hands, and I show up daily to do my part. Diamond is a decision, and I've made it, and all things work together to that end. And I'm not interested to choose it, believe it, work for it, because it is for me. You are not inspiring enough. Nobody wants to follow you. Things like that, right? Really bad negative stuff was coming up for me. And so in order to get rid of that, I had to literally look at that and replace it. I didn't have to believe it. I didn't have to just had to look at the junk, say, this is what happens to the lies in my head, throw it away and replace it with the exact opposite. And then read that and believe that regularly. And those things have become part of my mantras and stuff like that. So I hope this was helpful. I really believe in all of these powerful tools for helping overcome your negativity. This is also in my life, this board that has, this kind of goes along with whiteboarding, but it has pictures of my team and kind of my structure and what's going on there. I don't know if you can see that because it's on the mirror. But then I also have something up here called, it just says, I am whole and complete, with a whole picture of myself. I am perfect, whole, and complete. That's a great mantra, and it just helps you stay grounded and stay both in your body and your mind and your spirit to connect all of those things. And then I have my words of, my words for the year, a dollar bill that I kind of like welcome into my life. Like, come on, I'm happy to have you. I want you in my life. I'm happy with money. And then a mantra here. I magnetize success. I have some declarations. I have some affirmations all right here that I can say while I look in the mirror. I actually have recorded those as well so that I can listen to them with some kind of epic music behind it. So lots of good things that can help you envision and create, and just powerful words and imagery and emotion is the key here. So any thoughts or questions on any of that stuff? We're about to get booted off of here because I don't have a paid account.
About how much time do you spend, ideally, how much time do you spend?
So on the vision board, 3 minutes is ideal per day. Or 3 minutes in the morning and then 3 minutes at night would be even more effective.
Okay.
That's all it takes. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, oh, 6 minutes a day. It's funny how it's easy not to do and easy to do, right? Going back to the slide edge that we're going to talk about soon. This is one of those slide edge. This is a slide edge activity that is so easy to skip over, but it's only 3 to 6 minutes if you do it. Like, come on, And it's funny, I say that because me personally, I don't always do it every day and remember to do that. So the better we can make these kind of habits, obviously, the more effective it's going to be for us. Any other questions?
I don't think so. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thanks for joining. Oh, there's Kato at the computer. Hi, Kato. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. Share this with your team members if you think that it would benefit them. And I will post the recording on the creator page. By the way, announcement-wise, I'm going to be pulling back from team calls probably a little bit for Diamond Club. I would need to transfer this responsibility over. So if anyone feels up to taking this on and being more the head lead person on this, that would be awesome. I will still be in attendance as much as possible, but I just don't know if I can be the one in charge. So I kind of just don't know, I guess is what I'm saying, because I've never done Diamond Club before. The other thing with Diamond Club is that I will be pulling out of I'm not going to be doing rank like incentives. I'm not going to be able to do rewards for everyone, like send things out and like be in charge of gifting things for, rewarding for rank advancements and a top enroller and those kind of things. I'm still going to like congratulate you and things like that, but I can't like be in charge of sending things. So just be aware that there might be a little bit of a shift as I do Diamond Club to focus in on the things that I really need to be focused on for that time. So, and please, 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 if there's any way that you want to be involved in Diamond Club, you want to host classes, you want to, if you have people out of the area that you think would be interested in me visiting and helping them do some classes, let me know. There has to be